Hey, Jeff Jantz here at Jantzer Studios. So if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're either thinking about renting our Oz puppet or you've already rented our Oz puppet and you're ready to assemble it. So this video will walk you through step by step how to unbox it, put it together, get it ready to go, and get you up and running for your production. The great thing is that all you need is a Phillips head screwdriver and a 7/16 wrench. So let's get this thing put together. To take it out of the box, you're just going to remove these 6 screws. You can use an electric screwdriver for that, but try to just use a handheld screwdriver for actually assembling the puppet. Make sure you save the screws for return shipping, and also make sure to save all of the packaging materials. In this box, we have our LED remote for the eyes, and then we'll also have the light bulbs for the flames in the mouth, so we'll come back to those later. This is the diffusion for the flames for the mouth. We got our hardware box here that is labeled, and so you know which screws are in each step. This is the piece for the flames for the mouth. Over here we have the eyebrows and eye unit. Should have a little elastic thing here. This is part A of our large bracket. This is our base cover plate. So when you do return shipping, make sure you kind of slide it in like this. It fits in between that groove, slide it in, and set it in like that. Here's part B of the large wooden bracket. We're going to pull the head unit out, so we want to make sure that we pull it straight out. In the very bottom here we have the brackets for the neck, and then we have the base. All right, we'll save all this for return shipping. All right, we're already on to step 3. So we're going to use these 3 funnel head screws, and we're going to use that to assemble part A and part B of this large wooden bracket. So we're going to line up these screws with this L bracket and line up all those holes there, and then we'll tighten them up. All right, so step 4, we're going to attach the wooden bracket to the base. We got these little stars here just to kind of help you figure out what goes where. So we're going to take this, set it like that. Then we have our 6.5 inch bolts with nylon locks and washers, and we want a washer on both sides. So we're going to have washer here, slide that through, line it up, and then we'll put all 4 of those in first. Then we're going to carefully roll it forward. While holding it in place, and have 1 washer and 1 nylock for the underside. We'll get each of them on there hand tight first. All right, and that's 4, and we got 2 more. So up on the front here, we're going to put those last 2 in. Same thing with the washer on both sides. Then roll it forward. And then we just tighten them up. Phillips head on one side, wrench on the other side. I'm using a ratcheting wrench just to make it go a little faster, but you can use whatever kind of wrench you have. So we want to go tight enough to where it feels snug, but with the nylock you always want to make sure you're at least at the nylon part. So if the bolt's not sticking through just a little bit, it's not going to lock in place. These upper ones will stick through a little bit more. All right, and step 5, we're going to attach the base cover plate. So we're just going to use these 2 3/4 inch lath screws. And this is just going to sit right here And we're gonna line up those holes. Put one there. And one there. And we'll snug those up. All right, so our next step is to attach these neck boards. You can see they're labeled. I have front A and B, back A and B, and everything's labeled for up and down. So hopefully that makes it really obvious. We're gonna attach those to this bracket back here. So you have A and B. So A is gonna go like this, down. The back is gonna face the back of the puppet, and they're just gonna slide in like that. And then this one, same thing, B to B, down. Then we're gonna turn this to the back, slide it in. Then we're gonna use our 2-inch bolts right here with washers in both sides and Nylocks. We can get them just hand tight at first. Then we'll tighten those up. Nice and snug. As long as it doesn't wiggle, it should be tight enough. All right, so our next step is to attach the head unit. So we've got A and B, lines up again with A and B of the neck boards, and you'll notice there's this little groove inside that these boards are going to fit up inside of. And it should hold itself in place if you got it in there right. Now we're going to grab our 1.5-inch bolts with Nylocks and washers, and again a washer on the front and the back, and we'll make sure we get them all in place before we tighten anything up. Okay, next we're going to install the eyebrows and eyebrow unit. So when we're installing this, we want to make sure that the eyebrows are all the way down so that these levers are nice and tight against the cylinders back here. Then we're going to feed the cord through. We also want to make sure that this nylon strap doesn't get stuck on anything, so we'll feed that through. We'll slide it through nice and slow. It's a very tight fit. And sometimes these levers can get stuck on the hole here, so we want to pull those through. And then slide it the rest of the way in, and everything should be nice and tight all the way up against here. Then we're going to take 2 3/4-inch lath screws and use those to secure the eyeball unit. So the last little step of this part is to put this nylon strap through both of the handles for the eyebrows. So we're going to loop this through here, then squeeze this, feed it through the hole, and pull it tight. And this is just here so that you can operate both eyebrows at the same time with just one finger. You can also stick your fingers in there to do both separately if you want to. Our next step is to install the mouth diffusion. So we're going to have this piece here, and we have 6 3/4-inch lath screws. So this is going to slide in like this. So we have that sitting like this all the way around. The screen should be hanging straight down, kind of like a shower curtain. Then we're going to take our screws and screw them into each of the holes that I have circled in green. Okay, our next step is to put our flame bulbs into the flame unit, which is pretty simple. We're just screwing in light bulbs. All right, this part's pretty simple. We just want to make sure that the front is facing forward. Then we have these dowels right here that fit into these holes right here. And we're just gonna simply place that in there. And we're almost there. We basically just gotta manage our cords and turn it on. I'm just gonna plug it into a surge plug right here. There is a hole here if you wanna run power to underneath it. Last step, we pick our remote, stick it on the little remote holder with Velcro, and we can turn on the lights. And then this turns on the flame light. And we're ready to go. To operate the mouth, we're just gonna grab this handle, pull back, and that opens and closes the mouth. There is an extra spring over here if you need more tension, but I find it usually works best with just one spring. To turn on the flames for the mouth, we just flip that switch. The eyebrows are these two levers. And to turn on the lights for the eyes, we just hit the on button, and then we can change the colors through the LED remote. And that's it, it's ready for the show. So when you go to take this all back apart, just kind of use this as a video as a guide to kind of follow the steps in reverse and pack it all up and send it back to us. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and thanks for renting our Oz puppet.
I am the great and powerful Oz. Rent me for your production of The Wizard of Oz.